are back. We are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Late Night Green, and we're doing the interview edition. What's up, my man, Todd? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, baby? I'm doing okay today.
You doing okay on this snowy night?
Man, listen, I got the Jeep out, running over stuff.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, no problem getting here?
Ah, man, not at all, baby.
Shit. We lost the signal out here. Control room. There we go. We're back. We're back. What's going on?
Man, I'm sorry I rolled over with my Jeep.
So you rolled over. So it's a snowy night here where we're at, right? And, we have a late night show planned, and there's a bunch of people who, now have called off because they're afraid to drive in the snow.
Do I need to pick them up?
Well, I would say now wouldn't be the greatest time to ask that. You might have wanted to ask that before.
Hey.
You stupid.
Well, guys, we have a great show tonight. We've got some friends here tonight, and there's no better way to get into this. But tonight's we're going to learn something. We're going to learn about a journey, right? Fortitude.
Yes.
Persistence. We're going to learn about a lot of things.
A great story coming up.
There's a great story coming up.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, all the founders of Kushi Labs. We got one on remote. We got Sham on remote. We're going to bring him in a second. But welcome to the show, boys. What's going on?
What's going on?
Guys, this is a long time in the making here.
Yeah,
Long time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Why
it
is
is.
everybody looking at me?
So we're super excited to have you guys. We're going to tell a really good story tonight. Why don't we take a minute and go around the room and let you guys introduce yourselves.
Yeah. I'm Neil, our CFO.
Hey, Neil. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a great place, man, by the way.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. So tell us about yourself.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for that question. You're going too deep, man. No.
Neil's not fucking around. He's coming tough tonight.
Hey, I like sitting next to the CFO.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
You're hoping some money falls
Man,
out.
I'm trying to get that feeling.
It's I'm from the area, born Delaware area, moved to now Philly, and know AJ for 10 years now?
Over 10 years.
Over
man.
10 years now.
I'd say 2007.
So it's a couple years too long now, and so yeah,
10 too long.
that's
huh?
right.
Yeah.
Right
And
on.
no, just getting in this business where I've been from oil and gas industry, real estate industry, do a couple other things on the side now, and this is a new fun venture, a very exciting space, and very, very different from what I've done before.
Really?
But
So
it's
do you have any cannabis background at all?
None.
So
None
this
at all.
is
This
really
has been a whole new learning curve. It's been amazing. The people in this industry are 100% solid. They've been really great to work with. They want to tell their story. They want to help out. I love it. It's
Right.
it's a really inviting environment.
Good. That's awesome. And do you partake?
I don't.
Okay.
So I'm learning more about it as we go. But
Cool.
I think that might be the story for a couple of us here. And the reason is, to be honest, is some of it's rules based, right?
Sure.
Some of the industries we've worked in the past do regular drug testing, and one of your requirements for being on this show was to fail that drug.
Well, hang on. I told you I gave you advance notice on stuff. I haven't made that proclamation yet. So
But that being said, if for some of our industries, if we were tested, we would have lost our jobs.
Yeah.
no shit.
Oh, yeah.
See, Phil,
Still.
you got to stop stereotyping people, man.
Well, I was going to tell. I was
because-
just going to tell Neil we got a DAV station that he can hit up on, but
Well, just because he's in the industry doesn't mean,
well, I'm just asking. We're trying to get some background.
That's right. That was one of the reasons why you really can't experiment with it.
Here,
There you go.
You want to hear a sound, guys? This is the sound of where the hell is it? I don't know. Never mind. I was going to play the damn sound and show you what the sound of not making a playoff sound like. But the timing, it's all about timing. And I didn't know where the button was, man.
You going to go there now?
Yeah.
You going there?
You
Yeah.
Blame Todd.
Okay.
He's a Cowboys fan.
Fuck with him all night then.
Yeah, he's a Cowboys fan.
That's what we
Anyway,
got to do.
I feel bad for
Look,
it.
we practicing for next year.
Every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Neil, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
AJ, welcome. Tell everybody
What's
about
going
yourself.
on?
What's going on, man? I'm super happy to have you here.
I got to tell you, this is a nice setup, bro.
Thank you, man. We appreciate
This
that.
is posh.
Nice.
Gosh, like you could just relax and hang out.
Well,
like
one
that.
thing I've learned about you and me, we kind of try to do things first class,
Yeah.
and you're the same way.
You have to.
You do, man.
You have to. If you're not doing it first class, if you're not bringing the gold, what's the point?
Yep.
That's right.
Right on. So give us a little bit about yourself, a little history. How'd you get here?
How much time we got? So, actually, like Neil, I was in the oil and gas world. I'm actually an engineer. Neil's an engineer. So, we understand a lot of the complex business side of things, just doing what we did before. But a lot like Neil, like my life and career, even back to college, because where I went to school, there was co-ops. It was like everything was like drug test is coming, drug test is coming, drug test is coming. It's all random. You could lose your livelihood, the whole 9 yards. So what's really crazy is you're actually kind of taught to stay away from kind of the evil that is cannabis, right?
Yeah,
And
I mean,
reefer
we're
madness.
surrounded by
such
it.
bullshit. It's such bullshit.
Well,
too.
it's really beyond bullshit because it's these propaganda
it's all
campaigns
fucking
from years ago, which
Yep.
has literally shaped not just what we do, but literally how the whole world for a while felt about
Yeah.
cannabis.
And for me, there was a change that happened, right? So, I was dating this woman, and she wasn't like a heavy user or anything like that from time to time, like anybody else. She would partake, right? And we almost broke up over it. I was like, I can't be around you like this. My job, I'll lose my job. I'll lose this. I'll lose that. Well, guess what? She is tucking our son into bed right now. Hi, honey. Hey, Noel. Right? So there's a change that happens, and along the way, my good buddy Jimmy and his wife Colleen, I went to them and I was like, hey, I'm dating this girl, but she does this stuff, and my buddy Jimmy, best friend since I was 6 years old, says, yo, jackass, remember my dad? Right? He's like, my dad all the time, and he's like, that's like your second dad. I said, oh shit. This was right in front of me my whole life. There's no bad people here. Mm-hmm. The most lovely people on the planet.
Conflicting messages,
It's
huh?
conflicting messages. I was listening to Rogan a few months ago with Tulsi Gabbard,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about how the history goes back to the hemp industry and how, it was coming up, and paper and pulp was like, all right, we got to start propaganda. They're going to take away our market share. It's so fucked up, right? So I start learning a little bit more and educating myself. I'm like, man, it's just lied to, the whole thing. It's eye-opening, right?
It is.
Along the way, I was working in the oil industry, and then I went to another company, left there, and here I am kind of independently out there trying to figure out what the hell to do with my life. I got my boy Neil. I said, hey, I'm going to this thing at Stockton University. Let's start a cannabis business. Now, I pretty much take every crazy
When was this?
idea.
When?
This was back in 2021, October of 2021, right?
It's not that long
That's
ago.
not long
No.
at all.
I mean,
So-
in the grand scheme of how these things like Rome, how
Yeah.
Rome was built, right?
Yeah.
Not long.
So, and that's the thing. I go to him, and I got every crazy idea in the book. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He calls himself the wet blanket, but really what he is he's the AJ filter, right? AJ's crazy ideas hit Neil, and then the good ones come out. And this one popped out, and then here we are, a little over 3 years later, and we went from absolutely, nothing at all in terms of knowledge of cannabis, none of it.
Just a twinkle in your head.
Just an idea, and you put together an amazing team, and here we are. We're rocking with the clear. That's what we produce out of Kushi Labs, and we're one of the fastest growing cannabis manufacturing businesses right now in the great state of New Jersey, and that's
Right
what we're doing,
on.
man.
Man,
Yes,
do the damn thing.
sir. Yes, sir. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And because I know you guys, I know a lot of what went into this, and this was not an easy road, nor really a quick road. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, I mean, from 2020, you said, or
2021 October.
I mean, that is not a terribly long time, guys. So
No.
I would say hats off to you for efficiently putting the team together and being able to get to this point. So, AJ, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here.
Jeremiah, tell us
man.
about, my brother.
Great time, man. Thanks again. So, yeah, Jeremiah.
Talk right into this mic, man.
Yep, I got you. So, I'd say I
And you can move it. If you want to look at
Yeah.
me, yeah.
There you go.
There
He's
you
getting
go.
it. He's
See,
getting it.
yeah.
Nice.
Right on.
So, I come from people call me like a serial entrepreneur, right?
Ah, okay.
So, like, lots of different things happen, lots of businesses, from finance to real estate to, my security company. Like, there's so many different things that we can get involved with. So,
Right.
I love it all.
So so your background's not in cannabis; it's in serial entrepreneurship, which really is, in some would consider it an affliction.
That is true.
Because I
yeah.
got a little bit of that myself too.
Yeah, we know.
And what happens is you create and because you create an enormous workload on yourself.
Right. Oh, yeah. We know how that goes.
So welcome to running more than one company. Welcome to the group of those of us who run more than one company. It's tough, but thank you for coming tonight.
Thanks for being persistent, getting this on the board.
Yeah, these guys are my buddies, and this was a hard interview to get. You know what I'm saying, Todd?
Yeah, man. Hey, they're busy doing things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming out in the snow and everything.
Hey, we tracked it. We tracked it, man. That snow came down. We said the way stuff ain't stopping us tonight.
Man,
it's too long. It's too long to make it happen. So we made it.
And was the dinner? It wasn't affected by the weather at all, was it?
The dinner. Listen, you put a steak in front of me. I'll do whatever.
How did we fucking miss this?
Yeah, I was going to ask that question, man.
Something
I'm kind of hungry
setup.
now.
We'll do a little better. Listen, all it means is we got to do it again.
There's going to be a part two.
Part two.
Yeah.
Phil, you're supposed to feed these guys.
Yeah.
Because next time, this gentleman that you're about to talk about, I mean, he's sitting nice and warm.
Yeah,
in
I
San
can't.
Francisco.
Well, let's bring in Sham.
Sham.
Oh, I got it right. Shit.
Yeah,
Sham, welcome to the show. What's up, brother?
Hey,
Yeah, there he is.
what's going on, baby?
We can't hear him. Let's see.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
There
can
he
hear you
is.
now.
Hear me.
Turn him up a little bit,
There he
and we can hear him.
How's it going, boys?
Good. Welcome to the
Good,
show,
man.
Sham. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm in the weed country itself. I'm in California right now. I wish I was with all y'all. I heard
Well,
there's a dab station there.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
We have the dab lab.
Now he calls it. See, Sham, he calls it the Dab Lab. I called it the Dab Station. Now I invented this, so that's the first name it was given. But it could be the Dab Lab or the Dab Station. Nonetheless, if you were here, you would have got the same warm extension and invitation that these fine gentlemen got as well.
Sham.
If
The
I was
name-
there,
the
it'd be
name
the
has
dab party.
changed.
What do you think, Sham? Should
If
it be
I was there, it would be.
Yeah, tell
I'm
us.
saying if I was there, it would have been the dab. It would have been the dab party.
The Dab
Oh.
Party.
Next level.
So
go.
let's talk about who throws down.
So, welcome to the show, Sham. Tell us about yourself, and then we're going to get into how this whole thing started.
Yeah, I mean, my name's Sham. You talked to the three wonderful gentlemen behind you. We have a cannabis business, and for a cannabis business, you need a cannabis person. So we have some engineers, we have some oil guys, we got a serial entrepreneur, but I'm the cannabis guy, right? I'm the guy that knew about the plant, studied the plant, and when I met these guys, the whole thing came together. And that's how we got to Kushi Labs. And super excited to talk to you and tell you more about our project and how we got here and where we're going.
Well, I love that. I love it. Sham, welcome to the show, man. And we're going to keep you on the screen, and feel free to tell us when you want to jump in. But what I want to talk about, and maybe you can help us, Sham, let's talk about, well, I guess, AJ, you gave us the twinkle in the eye.
Yeah.
So I want to take it from the twinkle of the eye to, kind of where we are today. Then we'll talk about the future of what's going on with Kushi. We've got some videos and some pictures along the way that when the time comes, we'll jump into and take a look at.
Sure.
But so from the twinkle in the eye, what was the next step?
I think the twinkle in the eye. The next step was you need a cannabis guy.
So you called Sham?
Well, I think Sean will tell you how that happened.
Sham, tell us how that happened.
He's got an origin story. It's great.
Like many people in the cannabis industry, I come from the legacy market, right?
Yeah.
So I started in University of Sciences, Philadelphia College of Pharmacy and Science, went to pharmacy school. Instead of studying pharmaceutical sciences and pharmaceutical drugs, I found cannabis and started studying cannabis a lot more. Also started using it, and it became the thing that I wanted to pursue. I eventually graduated with a degree in pharmaceutical marketing and management, which is basically a degree in selling drugs. So I used that degree to its maximum capacity. And when you're doing that, the state will catch up with you at one point, and you got to go pay your taxes. So went to go pay my taxes, and then came back, and then cannabis was legal. I had a buddy of mine who was a pharmacist, was in the industry, in the medical industry, and he was spinning off and he was starting his own dispensary. He was looking to raise money, looking for funds, so I hopped on a call with him, and I was chatting with him, and I said, hey, man, like, I want to be in this industry, but I don't want to be on the retail side. Like, my background in cultivation, extraction, studying the plant, being an advocate of the plant, knowing the benefits of this plant, I want to get into the manufacturing side. And he was like, you know what? You should talk to this guy named AJ. So he gave me AJ's email. I shot AJ a note. We had one phone conversation. 35 minutes later, he's like, you got to meet Neil. Later on that day, I met Neil. I think a couple weeks after that, we met Jeremiah. And this beautiful journey started.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Interesting.
We met Sham, and then he gave Neil and I an education. So now I'm like, all right, we still need somebody else on this team.
Okay.
So you got a couple of engineers. You got the guy who knows the plant, right? What you need is that. Yeah, the connoisseur.
Yeah.
The connoisseur. It's
Connoisseur.
the connoisseur.
Yeah.
But, the thing is with teams is you need all the elements. So you needed the local guy. You needed the bulldog. You needed the pit bull. You needed the guy who knew the people, right? Who knew how to get things done in the area that you were in, the guy that was networked.
Mm-hmm.
That's JP. That's Jeremiah, right? The serial entrepreneur who's got a guy. I could, listen, everything. Jeremiah, we need some hats. And tomorrow afternoon, there'll be a stack of hats, like these hats. Like, they just show up, right?
Yeah.
Things just show up. He's got a guy. He's that guy that's got a guy.
Yep.
And you need that, right? So
It came in handy.
It always comes in handy. So now I take a step back and I look at the team. I've got the guy who'll keep me in check, the CFO, the numbers guy, right? I got the guy who understands the plant, and I got the guy who's got a guy, right? And so then we added one more person kind of to the core, our consultant, Thomas.
Who I know.
Right.
Yep.
So Thomas has stood up now.
We're going to get Thomas on here, by the way.
Yeah, we'll do it. He's going to come out, and we'll do it again.
He and I talked, and then I dropped the ball. I'll get
That's all
with him.
good. So, here's a guy who stood these things up in other states. So you need that, right? So you have Thomas now. So now it's like, hey, you got to – this is a dream still, right? Like nothing you need action, right? So, now in comes in like the part of, all right, we got to meet every week. We got to start – everybody's got to do things. Everyone's got to work towards a goal. Everybody's got to work towards a goal and start committing to things, right? We got to find a building. That's the biggest part. Where are you going to live? How are you going to start your business?
Yep.
That's what these two do. They know commercial real estate real well, right? So it's my team. I got guys who know commercial real estate. Guys, let's get some real estate.
Find some space.
Find a house. Let's find a house.
So how early in the process was the real estate search? Was it like right away, or did you guys
Pretty
have to
much.
figure some?
You started
pretty
right
much
away.
right away.
Because you got no
It's
life.
tough. It's tough to find space, right? I think if you ask the dispensary guys in New Jersey, they're having a tough time
Right.
trying to find a space. Same thing we did.
A lot of requirements.
And you
right,
need
for
that space in that lease up front. A lot of that stuff
Yeah.
we did
What
was-
requirements for this space? Because if it's just purely warehouse space, there's tons of warehouse space in Jersey. That's
First, you got to start in the town that's going to allow you to be there.
that is probably the biggest thing. That's a big hurdle, right?
Huge.
You got to have a guy.
So how
that's
many
got a guy and
towns
know a
were
guy.
friendly in this process?
Two right up front that we knew really well.
Yeah.
2 towns,
That's it.
It's a published list, so you know where to go.
right?
There's a problem. When it's a published list,
Everybody's
Everyone's
going
wanting
to the same spot, so you're now competing.
so you got to know a guy.
Yeah, we had to for this space. We had to fight for it.
Yeah,
We did.
There was another cannabis company trying to get in on it too.
manufacturer.
They
No,
wanted to do a lab. I think.
lab
They
work.
wanted to be a lab.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not quite the same, but
Not quite the same, but
same
still
space.
competition.
Yeah, it's
So
still.
I'm sure this, caused a price war, if any.
No, actually,
No?
Not for us.
To be fair, landlord we're looking to put the space. It ended up being a good deal for everybody.
Great.
But yeah, it could have been.
Could have been.
I think part of that is, Jeremiah and I have, when we do commercial real estate, so when we
Right,
talk
so
to
you
a
have a
potential
connection.
landlord, we know what the pain points are, and we kind of just smooth it over. We try to make the process as easy as
Right.
possible, and choose. He wants a good partner as well as anybody else.
True.
And last time they walked through the space, they were happy.
Yeah.
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 They were like, they wanted our GC's number. They were like, hey, you did better work than my
improvements.
stuff right down here. We just had a guy in here. And you get-
Right.
You know?
Right. So what about so the real estate part of it? What else did you have to figure out? Because there's a lot that you have to figure out. What else was? What was the next area? Real estate. Then what do we look at next?
But I mean, I would be remiss to shout out the support of our investors.
Oh, yeah.
We had some great investors that are with us on our team.
Mm-hmm.
They believed in the project. They believe in the team. They believe in what we're trying to do. And fantastic giving us the money up front with, for the people who, three of us, they gave us money to three people who didn't really know cannabis.
Yeah, who didn't know cannabis.
Right.
But we knew how to run a business, and we have Sean.
And that speaks, it speaks
And we have
highly
Thomas,
to your.
right? So we have the
Yeah, every time we talked about it with somebody, they went away empowered and they wanted to be involved,
Yeah.
and they want to be more involved now.
And listen,
And they
as,
have.
and listen, as a company raising funds, that's what you're trying to get folks excited and
Yeah.
buying into the mission and the plan, right?
Right.
Yep.
So that's awesome. So you have a good group of, and not only that, but you opened this up to small investors as well. This wasn't
did.
this wasn't something where you just took big money. You took small money.
Right.
It's actually mostly all small money.
Okay.
Yeah, friends and family.
Friends and family
You gotta
helped
have
us
those, yeah.
build this business. So this is a dream built by people who love us, right? So there's that's important because we have to be very conscious about how we are stewards of this capital, right? So, sometimes you think like, oh, you got a guy put up X amount, right? And you might feel a certain way, like, he knew the risk. But my mom and dad put up money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they obviously didn't fund a lot of it. They have very little, right? They're retired.
It's skin in the game.
But they got skin in the game, and that
Skin in the game.
the tiny investor means more to me, right? Like that weighs heavily on my conscience, right? As much as it's not more, but it's just as equal as our largest investor because they're people that love us and we love them, and it has to work.
It
right?
should be the only way we're allowed to make political contributions in our
You
system.
have to
is-
love the people,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
It should be the small money. That should be what's allowed. That's what means the most to everyone involved.
Otherwise,
in-
you waste it.
Right.
both from the giving and the receiving side of it. The corporate money, and listen, listen. There's folks on the internet that'd be more than happy to call you out if they find that that's what kind of money you've taken. Listen, we're all in the cannabis space, and we're trying to advance this space. You guys are trying to do it, from manufacturing products and servicing New Jersey. We're trying to create advertising opportunities for the industry that doesn't have many
Right.
offered and available to them. And so we all have to take these steps that are incremental. They're small, but they're worthy steps, and they're steps that can get not only us somewhere, but it gets the industry somewhere. And so, I mean, my hats are off to you guys for, thinking and then acting upon this. I mean, we have a vision for what we're doing with this show, and Cough Country TV has a vision for its overall thing. So, I mean, and by the way, guys, if you're watching right now, you got to give us a like. Please like and subscribe. If you're watching now and you're not
right.
subscribed,
Give it up.
subscribe. We need to do that, right?
My man.
Right. All right. So let's keep going, man.
Yeah.
Because now I'm super intrigued.
Yeah, I think the next step after that was really figuring out, do we want to go it on our own, create our own brand, or find a national partner brand? And that was our big next conversation, because there's, if you asked our team when we started, we said, hey, we're gonna
Do it ourselves.
do it ourselves. Like,
Right.
we don't need
We know
it.
what we're
Right.
doing.
Yeah.
Business is marketing.
Right.
That's right. And
Well, I think we
yeah, good.
Good, Sean.
I think we're gonna take a step back. I mean, I think at first, like, you look at cannabis manufacturing, there's so many facets of it, right? There's, you say manufacturing, but you could do so many things. And what we first did was like we wanted to figure out what do we want to do? Do we want to do the solvent list? Do we want to do the ethanol extraction? Do we want the hydrocarbon extraction? And I had an opportunity to really learn with these guys, to sit down and take my knowledge of what I knew about the plant, what I got to tinker with in college, and what they were doing in real life with the oil industry, and take my knowledge and their knowledge and put it on a spreadsheet and see what an actual business was and what was going to make us money, and what was going to pay our investors back, and where do we want to put our effort in. And I think that whole process was illuminating, because everyone has this idea that, I'm going to open a cannabis business, right? I'm going to be a cultivator. I'm going to be a retailer. I'm going to be a manufacturer. But you got to put some real thought and process into what do you actually want to do, right? You find the space, get the money. What do you do next, right? Like, what part of the supply chain do you want to sit in on?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you go into this any other way, Sham, other than that, it really is foolish, right? The idea of a gold rush, right? The idea that you just open up and it's automatic. We're beyond that. We're beyond that.
Oh yeah, we say this in
I mean, Colorado had a little bit of that in the beginning, right? A little bit of that Cinderella shit in the beginning, but at the end of the day, you have to compete with solid business principles, right? And so, listen, I just read an article. We might talk about it later. I just read an article about how there's a lot of cannabis debt coming due next year.
Yeah.
Money that was taken during COVID that's coming due in 2026, and they considered a debt crisis. That they're seeing this as a cannabis industry debt crisis on its way, like locked and loaded. Here it comes. So, and I think that's a byproduct of easy money, right? What do you think, Neil?
Well, we say this in every industry I've been in, right? Whether it's oil, whether it's energy or real estate, and now cannabis. Nothing kills good margins like good margins. If there are good margins out there, you're not the only person seeing it.
That's right.
And other people are going to go after it. So it's going to
you make it an inviting territory to come put plant your flag on.
People want to make money. Margins are where the money is.
Yeah. So, so we all know now that it's not an automatic thing. I mean, you got to, and it doesn't matter what state you're in. There's plenty of competition in all these states. And from a manufacturing perspective, right, you are not the only manufacturer in New Jersey. No. So you are one of how many manufacturers?
I mean, you have the MSOs all have
their own grow,
right? They have their own grows, their own manufacturing, their own distribution, their whole thing, right? Independent, there's probably 15 or 16 that are operational. There's probably another 30, 40 in the pipeline. It kind of gets funny because the cultivators will oftentimes just check a box to get a manufacturing license. They don't always set it up. The economics for a cultivator to have a manufacturing license don't always kind of work out.
It's two different businesses.
It's two different businesses.
I was going to say it's a different thing.
You have to manage it differently, right? So Neil and I, like where we come from in terms of our background with oil and gas, right? So the thing about cannabis is your supply chain evolves, the price points change, and everything is different in your supply chain, right? So if you look and say, hey, I need some oil or I need some flour, like there's a lot of choices. So you have to take all these different choices of an organic substance and you have to put it through equipment to create a final product. But then that final product is sold into a market with varying and changing prices all the time, okay? And you're constantly up against new competition. It's a lot like the oil industry.
It's a commodity.
It's a commodity, right? And so you have to understand.
Except it's not traded. That's the only difference. It's the untraded commodity.
Right.
Untraded.
Not yet. Maybe one day.
It could be. I mean, it could be.
Like cattle markets and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering with the New Jersey market as opposed to the PA market. So we found that in Pennsylvania, the medicinal was expensive in the beginning, like everything.
Yeah.
Full prices. And then after a few years, in Pennsylvania, the plus for them is they have a lot of place dispensaries, a lot of competition, so that brought the price down. I mean, the price is like half of what they used to be. So in New Jersey, I know that dispensary prices were high, and I know now that some of the prices starting to come down a little bit. So with that in mind, How do you get ready for that? We're talking about price change. All of a sudden, might be a year or 2 or 3 where it's going to be a dramatic, well, hopefully
Oh, yeah.
dramatic for the consumer price drop. So how do you prepare for that?
So that is the topic of conversation on a daily basis that we have. So we took the time to study the other cannabis markets out there, and we think we have a good idea of what that time will look like. So a little bit more, the oil and gas company that Neil and I were with was owned by a private equity company known as Carlyle Group, and so part of the training that we received was in thinking about and looking at things the way a private equity company would look at it, right? So that real high end stuff, and so
Without the 5-year turn.
what's that? Yeah. So what we ended up doing was, we dove into studying other states, so like a Massachusetts, a Michigan, a Colorado, to see what happened. And what you see is you get this opportunity in like the first like year 0 to like 3, 4, 5, like somewhere in there. It varies a little bit, but essentially that's that, and that's where your margins stay fat, and then they just compress, right? And when you talk about how people react to that, they make a lot of money, right? You're going to make a lot of money in the beginning, but it's what you do with that and how you think things are going to go and how you react to that, which decides whether you're going to succeed after those initial years where things are fat and you got to get tough. So, we come from an industry where you spent billions to make millions, which literally means you spent hundreds of dollars to make pennies. So essentially cannabis gets those, it's not that extreme. So you think about how do you overcome that, and you start putting into place what's important. Operational excellence, right? Like that's what? This is cannabis. We're thinking about operational excellence. You need to have a thought process around continuous improvement, operational excellence. How do you just keep doing things a little bit better? Looking at automation, looking at AI, thinking about things from that lens, and incorporating them into your business and investing in that today.
Yep.
Because as soon as those things start squeezing you, that's how you get ahead. And so these are the types of things that we are thinking about right now in order to make sure that when that time comes, we are not just surviving, but we are thriving as a company.
Yep. And not only is that from your perspective, but that's really good advice for this entire industry, because
That's right.
because we're not in the Cheech and Chong days anymore.
No.
We're not. And so the businesses need to actually sharpen up, right? We need to sharpen up, but we need to understand that in order to inject ourselves into the mainstream structure of every other business, we need to act like that.
Yeah.
And so from our perspective, I mean, listen, I just heard every word you said and agree, and I think that's why you're sitting here now talking about it. We're working, we're trying to do the same thing. We're trying to create, we're trying to create structured media that is more customary to what you're typically accustomed to get to, rather than what you would typically expect stoner content to be. And so while we have our fair share of shenanigans, I might say,
You gotta
You're allowed
have
to have
fun,
fun.
man.
You can have fun.
you got to have
Gotta
fun.
have fun.
And this is why Late Night Green's broken up into 2 pieces. Like, we do the serious interview here, and then we have other people who come in and give you guys the opportunity to sit in. I think it's interesting for a person that is, the everyday person who goes to the dispensary to hear what goes into how that cartridge right here, this one right here, even got in your fucking hands. So this is a really, it's we call it a full circle conversation. It allows from the top to the bottom where they get to be able to ask you that. My point of bringing all of this up is that it's about mainstreaming a more side cultured industry, because we're talking about over $33 billion a year just in the United States. 50-some billion if you want to incorporate the rest of the world. It's not
little.
It's not a baby thing anymore.
No.
And when we first kind of dipped our toe into the water, it was pretty amazing, because the industry, even back in 2017, was kind of still really rough around the edges, and we couldn't even use our own names. We couldn't do a lot of things back then. A lot of things we couldn't do. But it was really interesting to see how business was done. I was at a dinner. We had Johnny B on here one night, OG entrepreneur in the space. he was doing it when like you were like an outlaw for fucking doing this shit. And he brought me to a dinner where I watched a publication get sold. Literally, the dinner was a group of maybe 12 to 14 people at a big table, and there was a corner of it where there was a deal going down, and the notes were being taken on the, the napkin, the shit you only see in the movies, right? But here it was happening right in front of me, and I'm going, man, this is wild. This is a brand new industry that's forming here right in front of our face. And so that was, besides my love for cannabis, which has been, kind of enduring. He knows me for a while. The fact is the business component of the opportunity really showed its face during that, especially that dinner where I'm like, wow, it's crazy how like this, you don't think stuff's being done, but that's what happens in an early stage industry where there's not a whole lot of vertical to it, and shit gets done. Like you can make shit get done, and so that's my little interesting contribution to kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. I mean,
there's nothing that makes a business real like taxes and insurance.
Yeah.
That's right.
And really boring, super boring.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Control room, if you can cue up a commercial break real quick for us. I think what we should do is let's play the Kushi video on the way out to commercial, and you guys will see what is on Kushi's website in terms of a little bit of promotion. There's some music. I kind of like it. Yeah.
Check it
out.
out.
Yeah, so let's play that video, and then we'll roll into commercials, and we come back, we'll talk about the facility and where this whole thing's going. You got a commercial set in there. We'll play the Kushi video if you don't have commercials. We need the commercials. Well, you have that video's there, but anyway.
All right,
Still
just
here.
keep
That's
going.
all good.
Hey,
I can go.
Sometimes we don't have the video.
So,
The video stoned.
with your product,
Good job, Sean.
yeah. So, with your product,
See that? That's a good laugh.
That's Gilbert. That's Gilbert.
Yeah, it's Gilbert. Yeah.
Yeah, I got another one. He's got the best laugh of
Yeah.
history. So if there's a laugh that we have on the show,
It's
Gotta
gotta be
be
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
you- guys, just let me know I have a cable cutter on me.
Yeah, yeah. I got you.
well, ask your question, man.
Well, so
Since I interrupted you.
So yeah, you always cut me off, man. So with your product line, so what's the trend as far what's the most popular thing? The concentrates, the flour, or
Yes.
cartridges.
So if you take a look, we have an in-house brand, so we rep the Clear. So the Clear is a concentrate brand of the year, is awarded at the MJs. So
Nice.
when you talk about having the finest top tier quality, the Clear embodies that. And the Clear offers, they've got like hundreds of SKUs. So to start, we're mainly focused on our distillate vape carts. They come in many, I think we've got 8 amazing flavors out there. And that's what we're known for is the
What
flavor
are the 8
program.
flavors? Let's talk about it.
Oh, man. The 8 flavors, so you got OG, you got pear, you
Grape.
got blue raz, grape,
Don't forget orange cream.
orange cream,
Orange
lime
cream.
sorbet, the lime sorbet, the golden goat. The golden goat is like the top seller. That and blue raz,
Raz, yeah.
Blue Raz.
right?
So let me ask you this. So let's talk a little bit about how.
Did I get them all,
So are-
Sham?
So are these?
You're missing lemon haze.
Lemon
But-
haze. I'm
haze.
sorry. Yeah, there
Lemon
you go.
haze.
Lemon haze.
But I think you go back to the Clear and like why we picked the Clear. Not only are they one of the best companies out there to work with, but they were the first company to
Yeah.
bring the molecular distillation process to the legal market, right? They started in California, they're based in Colorado now, and they have those flavors that AJ mentioned. Those are award-winning flavors. They've won numerous accolades. Most recently, Concert Company of the Year, worldwide accolade. But in every state that they operate in, they've won awards for all their flavors in all different product categories. So, they were one of the first award-winning flavors. You pointed at their vape pen, right? They got impeccable hardware. It does not fail. We know there's a lot of problems with vapes. And it was these 3 reasons that we partnered with them and we brought them to market in New Jersey.
Sweet.
Yeah, shout out to the Clear. Seth, I know you're watching. What's up, brother?
Shout out to Seth. So Sham, tell us about how do these carts even come to be? Is it based if you have let's just say orange cream, right? Was that one of them?
Oh yeah.
So orange cream is not a strain. So how consistent does the strain remain behind the terp flavored carts?
So that's the whole Clear's thing, is their consistency in their flavors. Whether you buy their cart in California, Colorado, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Montana, it's always going to be the same. It's going to be the same quality and the same flavor. They're known for their flavors. So they use a mix when it comes to flavors. They use esters, flavonoids. They use terpenes in that. So their proprietary blend of flavors and what they have, their high quality inputs of the oil, is what makes them consistent in all their states. So when we formulated in New Jersey, we use their SOPs. We have to use their requirements and their guidelines to make sure that we're buying the right quality oil. We're getting the flavors from them, so we know it's their flavors that they've approved. We're using their specifications and their recipe to manufacture. Shout out to the lab team. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time. And they're actually helping the Clear make their process better as well. But they take their guidance from the Clear. It's one big team, one big conglomerate of synergy and thoughts, and we come together and we make these impeccable products, these award-winning products, and we run them in New Jersey.
So
Jinx. So Sham, so you alluded to the issue of carts having issues. I've purchased carts and some don't work, some stop working, or they don't flow that well. That's a big thing to tackle. But one of the other issues that I saw with vapes as well is how do you make your products flavor that last? I've had carts where you taste the flavor the first 4 or 5, 6 times, and then all of a sudden they all taste the same. And I found that a little frustrating. You want to have to flavor the whole time. So how do you differentiate your product from those like that?
That's another, like I said, the third part of the Clear is their research and innovation when it comes to their hardware. They have a 10-point system that all their hardware goes through. They test the hardware, they heat it up, and they'll cool it down. They'll make plumes. They work with their manufacturers in China to make sure that their carts perform at optimal levels. So for exactly what you said, from that first straw that you take from the cart to the last straw, whether it's a 0.5 gram, 1 gram, 2 gram, that flavor is consistent and the same from the top to the bottom. And what they really thrive on is their recall rate. They have less than a 1% recall in their hardware, right? Their hardware failure rate. So anytime there's an issue, it's reported. It goes to your manufacturer in your local state, back to the Clear. They record it. They keep track of everything, and they bring all that data back to their manufacturer to make sure that they're always evolving and they're staying on top of their hardware with their manufacturer.
So hang on one second. So Sham, you kind of partially answered my question. So along with this partnership with Clear comes equipment that you guys have that's calibrated and formulated to work with these formulations. And then do you do that with? Is it just Clear the flavor, or is it all the flavors that you guys spoke about?
So the way that it works is, just kind of take a step back. I want to talk the hardware real quick, and then I'll get into how we kind of make it happen.
Sure.
So Sham mentioned the 10-point inspection, but it takes the Clear 2 years to evaluate hardware before they put it on the market. And so, we talk to a lot of our partners, our dispensary partners, friends, family, folks who use the cart. And one thing is, we are set at kind of like a premium tier. That's what we have, is a premium product, a premium tier. But Todd, you mentioned something about the flavor, and you only get so much. every bit of that hardware that you see in there is designed to work with the oil, with the flavors, right? The flavors are very sensitive. They are, if you heat them up too high, you start burning them up. But if you don't get them hot enough, you can't taste it. The other part of that is inside of that. Sorry, I'm an engineer, right? So I'm gonna start getting into the details because I think this is important. In the core of that smells good, by the way.
It smells great.
That's
and
absolutely correct. The
this
flavor.
This is orange cream.
This
And
is
we don't know what this is.
late night green tested.
Orange cream.
Yeah, go for
Late
it. It's
night
orange
green
cream,
tested.
Orange
right?
cream.
This is Neil's favorite. So
I like that.
inside
Good-
of that
good
is a
choice,
ceramic core, right? And that ceramic core has to have, it's porous. The holes are too big. Yeah, see that? The oil, if the pores are too big,
Yep.
it's going to clog. If it's too small, it's going to get too hot. You got to have that balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that when you combine the oil that we pick out, the flavors that they provide us to have the terpenes and all of that in there, when that's combined properly, that will work. Now, the evolution of that hardware now, check this out, is the evolution has now gone to the interior being gold-plated. Why gold-plated? Because it's inert. Because, again, you're worried about the flavors. You need it to last. It's glass. It's not plastic. Why? Because glass isn't porous. You use a high-quality glass. You're going to get all of it. So, I know there's a lot of people out there and a lot of companies that put out, hey, they'll do it for less money and you'll pay less money. But you get what you pay for. And when you're only using half of your vape, you actually just paid double, and it was cheaper to buy what we got out there.
Very
And I
good
want you to
point.
think about that, right? So you get all the flavor, all the distillate, all the reliability. And when you say, Sham's saying it's less than 1%, that's not even close. It's like less than 0.1%. See, when you think about large-scale manufacturing, right, and you think about failure rates, 1% is terrible.
Right.
They're not 1%. The other guys might be 1%. We're at like 0.01%.
Right.
We're in that top tier of reliability. And so because of that, people buy our product. We've put out 60, 70,000 carts in a couple of months. I think I've got one clog, maybe. And maybe that guy just didn't charge it right, but what did we do? We took it back, gave a new one. Right?
What's the tale about keeping it stored upside down? Does that mean anything? Does that register?
Yeah, I
Sean's
mean,
shaking his hand. Yeah.
Sean's shaking his
Yeah,
head.
that registers.
So what do
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, you got
turn the
to
card
keep it
down?
upside.
Yeah, they're saying when you're not using your cart, keep it here. It keeps the flow of oil out of this, and it doesn't clog up.
Clog.
It doesn't
Yeah,
clog up.
but it
on
also
you.
depends on the pore size. Again, if
And
you've
how
got
often you
bigger
use it.
pores, it's going to get into that pore, and it's not going to unclog. If your pore sizes are correct, that's proprietary. I can't tell you what that's about. I can't tell you the details there. Sorry, buddy. You got to do your homework.
Interesting. Okay.
It's called, that's your competitive edge.
That's right. You
But
can't-
that-
Enough. That's enough.
That makes a big difference. I've had these things sit out in a
Commercial.
0-degree
Commercial.
weather. I mean, God, this is a Colorado company. It gets cold out there.
Well,
Still works.
interesting point because I'm like, hey, don't want to leave in the. I've had of course, summertime. I was a fool. Left one in the car, and
Well,
It
the
leaked.
days of leak. It seems like the days of carts leaking seem to have gotten a tremendous amount better. Used to be like you used to pull it out of your pocket, and you're like, ah, fuck, man.
You can feel it.
You got 1 gram of fucking liquid in your.
We haven't had a leak. So that's a testament to, Sean mentioned it. We got a great lab team. Anthony, Rob, Montana, Guy, Craig, Brian, right? Those guys, that team is phenomenal. And they put so much love and care. So you got to blend it. You got to add everything. And you got to make sure that
It's
you
a
have your setup correct.
formulation.
It's the formulation, and that's done with the human hand.
Yep.
Right, and that's got to be done right. You got to take your time with it. You got to let that oil heat up slowly over time to get it right.
So let me ask you this: the form factor of this particular cart.
Yeah.
This is, I would consider this more of an older style.
Yeah,
of
we
this.
just evolved from that. That's actually the old one. We
Oh, so you have a new
we
tip.
kind of evolved it.
So
yeah.
what'd you guys go with on the new tip?
It's the new tip is actually it's a little bit of a wider. It draws better. It rips a lot
It's
harder.
more of a
Oval.
Yeah.
like a skinny oval type of thing.
And it's thicker. So we've gone to
thicker,
like a
yeah.
14 millimeter format, so it's closer to that cigar size than it is to that now.
Wow.
Hey, Jeremiah's the first. He's the first guy that smoked a cigar on this set. You know that?
Oh man,
We need
always,
to-
always a first for something.
It smells more like cigar in here than it usually does like weed. So we might have to fix that.
Yeah, man. You know, we might have to ban that. Now, I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, we got
You
to.
know, we might have to repack that.
We're
Crack,
gonna.
crack it
seen
open
it.
and roll it up again.
Yeah, Sham did a full inspection. He says it's not a fucking regular cigar
Yeah.
at all.
He got a fake. You know, you can't have a fake blunt on the set.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing the new tips. Tell us about the equipment that comes with this program.
Yeah, so, it's not, there's kind of like two sides to it. It's not the equipment that came with the program, but it's the equipment that works with the program best, right? So we
Gotcha.
have, one of the things that we did, we kind of take a step back. We talk about you got to think ahead of the curve. You got to think about where the market's going, and you got to think about what's going to make you the most efficient when you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
You make that investment now. You don't wait. So we went out and we got state-of-the-art equipment for our vape carts. So this is an equipment known as the DDS, the Detroit Dispensing System. So with that system, we can actually manufacture 10,000 or more vape carts in a single day, capped.
Wow.
Right? So it not only fills the vape cart to the exact weight that we need it. Yeah, that's beautiful. We can also cap it, and we have a hydraulic press that does it. And it is not just crank down on it, right? It's not just human crank down, right? When you see that crank down, that's where you're going to potentially get your problems. So every one of these are capped to a very specific PSI, and we have an
That's
automated hydraulic press that makes that happen, right? So we can knock well over 10,000 a day on that, right? And then so, again, we have two people working there. You go through the formulation, you get it into your equipment. It's got a big pot there that you could put the distillate oil in.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
And it's clear liquid gold. hence the clear.
The clear, baby.
The clear, baby. So we manufacture our vape carts in that way, and then next week we go in and we package it out. Obviously, we do the testing. So that's our
Awesome.
first piece of equipment. The other thing that we do, we haven't talked about it, is our infused pre-rolls.
I was just going to say, let's talk about pre-rolls.
I heard you like those.
I do. I do.
The twax.
So tell us about the pre-rolls, and then let's get right into the infused pre-rolls.
Yeah, so we, with the Clear, their brand, their line of pre-rolls is known as Twax.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is what you sampled. Slow burner, everybody. Slow burner, highly flavorful. This is like you're sitting out by the campfire and you really want to treat yourself, right?
Yes.
So, again, it comes back to the quality. Twax is a product that we put out there that once people have it, they go back for it. And it's all about the flavor. Our pre-rolls have the flavors in the distillate carts are the same flavors.
It's tasty as shit.
Tasty as shit, man. And that's what I hear time and time again.
It really is. Taste this. This is
Yeah.
tasty
And
as
I'll
shit.
tell you, Rob, who's in our shop, and he's kind of he's the artist. He's an artist, man. He rolls these pre-rolls for us. And he's an old school smoker, and I remember asking him like what he thought about it, and he was like, man, he's like, I love it. It burns so slow, it burns so clean, and it's just got a great flavor, and I'm treating myself when I have it.
Well, now he's not hand rolling these, are he?
No, we have a machine. It's
Yeah, tell us. I was
Automate
joking.
that.
Yeah,
the
of
Blackbird, baby.
course. Of course, you're not Snoop Dogg with an individual blunt roller. No,
No.
this is machinery, boys. This is high production. So,
right.
Automation.
so tell us how it all works.
Yeah, so this wonderful, beautiful machine known as the Blackbird Roll Pros, or the Roll Pros Blackbird, excuse me, I got it mixed up. This thing will pump out about 700 pre-rolls in an hour. Now, what makes
You
it
need a machine like that
what makes it different?
in your house.
That would be cool, but
You
I'm
might
I'm
get
old
yourself
school
in trouble,
roll.
man.
I'm old school. You know.
So this machine is it'll pump out about 700, but you can't just stick it in your shop and think you're going to run it. Okay, there's a couple that are out there. I think we run it the best. I think Rob and Craig run it the best.
So like most machines, it's not necessarily a machine, but it's operator
It's
driven.
the operator. Think about it. Like you could take you know, we all drive a car, and you can hop in your, you know, whether you want to get a Mustang or a Mercedes or whatever, and you want to rip it down the road and think you're hot shit. That's great. But then hop in an F1 and see where the hell you go. Not very far, right? That thing's like an F1. You got to know how to run it, and you got to know what makes it tick.
So I was going to ask you a question about that earlier, and you just elaborated on it. So with the operators, and you know, it's the operator that have to be good. So is there competition for that, or how is that? Or are guys poached from you because they know how to operate certain machinery?
I don't think poaching's going to happen. We make it well worth their time to spend time with Kushi Labs, and they are all in. One of the things that Neil and I and Jeremiah and Sham, the one thing that's so important, and I can't stress this enough, and I hear it a lot, and it blows me away. If you want to run a cannabis company, that's great. You got to love your people, man. And we love our people. We love our people. They are our family. And if you want to talk about
it's the number one asset of any business.
It's the number one asset. This thing, you know, we talk about, you know, we were blessed to have investors. We were blessed to have this team that came together. We're blessed to work with the Clear. We're blessed to work with Thomas. We are blessed to have our team, right? Katie and Nicole, let me mention them. I didn't mention them before, right? We also got Hugh, the University, our brand ambassador. These folks, they drive this business every day, right? So before we even get too far along, you ask a great question. I don't worry about it because we do everything we can to take good care of those folks. We love them. They're our people. It's our team. They're not our employees. They're our team members. And we make sure that they're appreciated every single day. Wow. And that is something that we learned. You know, yeah, we came up through corporate and there were rules. But you know what we also learned? When you work for an asshole, you're looking to move on. And I've worked for plenty of assholes.
This is true.
And I'm not trying to be that guy. And I genuinely like the people that, you know, when we went to the Cannabis event, the Bud Tenders Ball at the end of last year, and you know what we did? We went and we got a party bus, got a limo. We rolled up with them, and we had fun. And we got to know them, hang out. And I just thought that was a great time because we all kind of got to know each other as individuals. Because, man, we're all people. We're all humans on this earth just trying to live to the next day, have a smile on our face and be happy. And what you do for your vocation should add to that happiness. It shouldn't subtract from it. You shouldn't think, what the hell, I got to go to work.
No, you shouldn't. But often enough, that's how it is.
Right.
Well, often enough.
Do any of you guys have an application? Because Phil yelled at me earlier.
Well, with the way things are looking right now.
I'm going to HR.
Is Phil also HR?
Nope.
Yeah. You might have a problem.
So how does the infused thing work? Is it a strip of like warm oil that gets put on the paper?
So, no.
How's this work,
so
guys?
We
Give us some
our
skinny here.
infusion process is a little different than I think what's out there. Okay, so we actually we have the oil and it's flavored. Okay. With the wonderful flavors that are in that cart you got in your hand.
Okay.
And that same oil with the flavor is what we infuse into those pre-rolls.
Okay.
Okay, and we have a process. So we get the oil and the terpene or oil and the flavors together, and then we get it on the flour, and then we take that flour and we put it in our Blackbird. And now there was where it gets even trickier. Is how do you tune that F1 to make that perfect? How do you know when it's going a little sideways? How do you know when it's getting finicky?
Yeah.
Or you just set it, forget it, walk the hell away? Because we know people that'll do that. Stick a couple of interns on there and you're good to go. Yeah. We don't do that. We got artists, man. So they get on there and they, we infuse it. We put the flour in there. We roll it out. We don't put it in the paper. We don't put it. We don't put a little thing of oil in the middle of it. No. Our pre-rolls, they don't boat. They don't end up with some waxy thing hanging out the end of it. No. They burn clean. They burn long. You could put, I was with my trainer the other day, and he was telling me, he's like, AJ, I get your pre-roll, I smoke it, and I put it out, And I come back, and I smoke it some more, and I put it out.
Yep.
And he's like, this thing is absolutely fantastic. You get some of these other ones, infused whatever, they burn 2 in 5 minutes, you can't do nothing with it, you're done.
Yo, this is true. This is true.
All
I
right,
had
so-
some. They're finicky.
What am I talking?
All right,
Speaking
so
the
we
truth.
need,
Yep.
we need some of these pre-rolls.
Yeah, you got me kind of like tasting them.
Round
right
2,
now.
baby.
Yeah.
Round 2.
I'll be in Jersey tomorrow.
Oh my.
So, all right, guys. So, control room, can you pull up we got some pictures. You guys can walk us through these pictures.
Oh, man.
All right, so we got commercials. Can we play the Kushi Labs video? All right, cool. We got all that stuff. Let's go to commercial real quick, and we'll be right back after this.
Sweet.
So many dispensaries have resorted to a bland, impersonal shopping experience, where you often don't even get to see a sample of the cannabis you're planning on purchasing before you buy it. If you're looking for that extra personal touch, come check out High Roller Dispensary in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Our staff are avid cannabis connoisseurs who are sure to help you find the strains that fit you best. Whether you're looking for premium flower, edibles, concentrates, or tinctures, we have you covered with over 100 different strains to choose from, all of which are able to be seen, smelled, and thoroughly examined in our elegant showroom. If you're in a rush, we offer a seamless online ordering system that allows for in-depth exploration of all that we have to offer. So whether you're a novice or a seasoned stoner, be sure to stop by High Roller Dispensary and we'll make sure you're floating on Cloud 9 by the time you leave.
I'm Rob Cantrell, and you're watching Cough Country TV. Right here, right now. This is it. You're watching it. Cough Country. You're in this country, cough it up. Cough it up for Cough Country TV. Right here, right now, on the internet and beyond. Media, television, pizza, weed, legalized.
Right around here, 15 inches, maybe if you're younger, you go up to 19 inches, you know?
Yeah, you know, you already went the big end.
Sometimes a CIO might make commitments to a CEO that they just can't fulfill. And it's very hard to succeed in those environments. You really want to be able to set the expectation right up front.
How would you feel with no sex, no weed for a month or two? I'm going to be really angry.
I just feel sorry for Jake.
Yeah, Jake's going to get fucked up.
Wow, this is
Phil. Yeah, for
this is all you. This is the Cough Country OG pink hoodie.
No, our motto is when they go low, we get high.
Yo, and we're back, guys.
Yo.
AJ had me laughing because Michelle had him laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they go low, we get high. Yeah, we like putting those little political things together.
I think you gotta laugh.
They're pretty fun. So hey, do we want to talk about that video or not?
We could listen. You know that video. So the thing about Kushi Labs, and I want to put this out there, right? Is we talked about what we do. We do blending and filling, essentially, right? We get the parts, we put it together, but there's a lot of steps along the way. It does start with that finer flower. You got to find the right flower for what you're trying to do, right? If you want to do solventless, that's a strain. If you want to just extract oil, that's a strain. If you want to do hydrocarbon and go, or you want to go like the BHO route, and you want to get those products, that's a strain, right? So everything's like strain, and then what that video shows is the evolution of that liquid gold, right? What's in that cart,
right?
And we actually work with partners in the state who provide us that oil, and we'll purchase it.
Is there a clear manufacturer in every state?
No, there's I believe they're in of the legalized states. I think they're in 13. Sham, is that right? We were the 13th state. Yeah. If not, my phone's gonna buzz and my boy Seth is gonna be like, AJ, you got that wrong. But
and you have the whole state. So
we have the state of New Jersey.
Okay.
So we are the exclusive manufacturer. And that was not just a matter of just showing the hell up and be like, yo, we're it, right? So there was multiple teams vying for that, and we went out to Colorado. We met with them. I think Sham was, Neil pointed out earlier, Sham started down that road, but I think it's something to talk about, which is, you're starting this business. What the hell are you going to sell? Now, we're technical people, and we kind of had this fantasy in the beginning that we'll just make really good shit and everybody will buy it, right? I think that was a problem we had for a couple months until we had a good conversation with Thomas and Seth, and we realized that that's actually rainbows and unicorns marketing, right? Like, it's just not fucking real. Mm-hmm. So, what we found with the Clear was you talk about your team and the elements that you need to make you strong. Well, marketing and branding is not something that is something I have as an innate ability because I never did it before, right? Like, how do you make your product stand out? What are the steps you have to do? So you have two choices. You can go out there and figure it the hell yourself. Figure it the hell out yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Or you can find somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. Don't make those mistakes and instead learn from them. Mm-hmm. And then use that to give yourself some leverage in the market. And the truth is that there is obviously it's essentially a franchise model. We bought the franchise for the state. We pay them a royalty, but the value we get, this is why we stand strong. We're seeing it every day. Everyone's coming up with a product, and everybody's going to make that first sale. I remember talking to Neil very early on. We had a great first week of sales, and he's like, "Yeah, but AJ, I'm waiting for that second, that third, that fourth, all the reorders. Is it sticking?" And you know what I hear a lot?
Tell me.
What I hear is, AJ, you're one of the few brands out there where people come in, and once they have it in their hand, it's what they come back for. So what's that a testament to? The quality standard that you set, but it's also the marketing, the branding, the product support, the reliability. We're on the shelves. Why are we on the shelves? Because we're constantly making it. We don't have a product expiration problem. If it's on sale, you've got a product expiration problem in most likelihood, right? A lot of these clearance blowout, you got to get it now because they're up against that 6 months. We can't keep the shit on the shelves, man. It is just moving. So when you partner with someone like the Clear, who then is like, here's how you're going to attack the state. Mm-hmm. This is what you're going to do because we've been doing it for 10 years. Mm-hmm. We've already made the mistakes. I'm either going to pay somebody to figure it the hell out, or I'm going to pay somebody who already knows what the hell they're doing. And something I learned a long time ago is when you sit down at a table with people around you, just make sure everybody around you is smarter than you, because all you're going to do at that point is listen and let them tell you what to do. And every one of these guys is definitely smarter than me when it comes to a lot of different things.
I mean, and that's wise words from a leader, because that's what leaders do. They put themselves around people who have the capabilities that are exceeding their own.
That's right.
Yep.
Hear it all the time.
I fuck up all the time. So I need these guys, right?
That's right.
See, man, everybody fucks up. Did you guys, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but we have a virtual co-host. I don't know if you know her. Hey, Mary Jane, say hi to the boys from Kushi Labs.
Hi, everyone from Kushi Labs. It's great to have you here.
What's up, MJ?
Looking forward to chatting with you all.
So, Mary Jane,
Not much.
Hey, Mary, she's already answering your question. Mary Jane, I apologize for interrupting you. I always do that. My bad. But listen, we're talking about carts, and we're talking about cannabis carts. Did you have any questions about cannabis carts that you wanted to ask the boys while they're here?
It's all right. No worries. I'd love to know how you ensure the quality and safety of your cannabis carts.
Oh, that's an excellent question. Quality control is absolutely paramount. Okay? So when you talk about safety, it's about more than just, you know, the material that goes in. It's the material surrounding it. Okay? So when we talk about vape carts, and I think this is very, very, very important to talk about, you know, this is going inside your body. So when something goes inside your body, you kind of want to make sure that it's safe. And so it starts with the oil.
Sound like a chick.
Well, I don't know it from that perspective. I guess I
I'm glad
stepped
you
into
said that, not me.
I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So listen, you know,
I'll puff on your cart while you're saying it.
there's a lot of testing that goes on from our state agency, the CRC. It requires us to test all the oil, all the inputs. It also requires us to provide testing on the actual cart itself, the physical hardware. But let's take it a step further, and this is why the Clear is an exceptional brand when it comes to product safety. Because I talked earlier about the inert nature of the coated insides and the glass. And the reason why that's important is over time, you know, if you're not using high quality elements, if you're not using high quality parts, those metals will leach into the oil, right? And that will get into your lungs, and that is a problem. Okay. The other thing is that we don't put preservatives in there, right? So there's no antioxidants in there, right? To try to make it look special or brighten up the color. There's none of that.
Yep.
And that's how you drive product safety. The Clear, when it tests its hardware, it not only tests the hardware for what it needs to do, it will test the plume that you drew out, and it will test that for heavy metals.
See?
Right?
Yep.
And if you start testing the plume and you find out what's going on in your body, you're going to think twice about the discount cart.
Yep.
Right? You're going to think twice.
Is this sinking in, man?
Man, very informational. And then, you know, like you said, you get what you pay for. And when you talk about the health and safety of your own body, spend the proper amount of money to get the right product.
That's right. There's no cost of safety. And, you know, you talk about there was that vitamin, the vitamin E thing years ago with the vapes. Well, that's an antioxidant, right? And people will put that inside of a distillate vape cart in order to make that color stay a certain way, right? Okay. Because their stuff sits on the shelf, and then right? So they put that in there so it always looks fresh, right? We're all pure.
What's the lifespan on your cart?
We have stable life testing. You go out to the other states, it'll go 12 months.
12 months.
But so it
doesn't last 12 months.
It gets used.
But you need to know.
You need to know. You need to know. And really, with ours, ours biodegrades, right? I'm a big believer. If it degrades when it's sitting on the table, that's probably better to eat than the thing that doesn't degrade when it's sitting.
Like
on the
you
table,
don't want you want your bread to get hard the next day.
Not
stay soft for 4 weeks.
The Big Macs that stay for 6 months.
That's right. That's right. So
it's fucking true.
I don't know what everybody else does, but what I know is we're not doing any of that. We've tested the plume. We know what's coming out of the plume. We know what's going in your body, and you can trust the Clear when it comes to a product that is safe.
Bam. Trust the Clear.
I love the name of the product, the Clear.
Because it's clear, baby.
Resonates.
Says what it is.
That's right.
And you're talking about solventless. So, you know, I got that visual, got the sound. I'm just ready to dab.
All right, well, let's switch gears here real quick. I mean, I want to show these pictures real quick, and you guys can walk us through. But before that, so how do you source your flower in Jersey?
So we have relationships with cultivators throughout the state. There's small ones, there's big ones.
How do you what was your selection process?
There's a very actually intense process with that. So it takes a keen eye.
So just because they're licensed with the state doesn't mean that they're worthy of you to do business with.
We look for the color. We look for, you know, essentially the scent, the nose. You know, we look at the age, we look at the moisture.
So are you going to their grow facility?
Yes.
And you're taking a tour?
Yes.
And you're looking at everything?
That's right.
Yes.
I want to know how you treated it, and it's got to be the right for
free
what we
range.
want. Yeah.
Free range.
Free range.
Free range weed.
Room to grow.
So, but there's an intensive process, whether it's our flower or the oil.
Yeah.
We have very highly selective process because it's got to work with what we're trying to do. Again, quality standards.
Yeah.
It's all
No,
about.
I mean, listen, you guys have, there's different paths within this, this subset that you're in. You guys have chosen to go the highest possible quality path with the best possible people, and you'll get one of the best results from that. And I think it's important because there's going to be a point in time, and you and I have talked about this before, but there's going to be a point in time where you're going to get a chance to now open up your services to people beyond and businesses beyond New Jersey.
Yeah.
And when that time comes, that will I think it's going to be the great filtering of this industry. It's going to create consolidation, but it's also going to filter out folks that were just along for the ride.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
in some cases and in some states, that's exactly where they're at, along for the ride.
Yeah,
and you will not be able to do that when either or descheduling occurs.
Yep.
And so what you guys are doing is, I mean, it's solid. I mean, you guys are operating as if you're not confined to New Jersey, and you do have competition now. But the floodgates of competition could potentially open
any day.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's both exciting, exhilarating, but it's also kind of like, it's scary if you don't have your T's crossed and your I's dotted. But if you do, you guys are ready for it.
Yeah, I think when you talk about kind of like we talk about the states and the walls, if you will, I think eventually maybe one day you get there. I think the states are very conscious of that. I think there's kind of an unwritten agreement about this that you can't just open the floodgates. It'd be crazy. I think you got to
let. And it won't happen like that.
It's not going to happen like that. I think
you have to prepare. I think you have to have a mindset for that.
Yeah.
Well, you can we prepare in a couple of ways, right? You prepare for that state, but you also look at the state you're in and realize that they might put additional regulations. When we look at our facility, we'll show you. We talked about safety here a second ago. One of the things we did with ours is our whole facility is food grade safe. When you look at the facility, the walls are plastic walls, right? You wipe that down, you can clean it. We have an immaculate facility. That goes to that whole point of not wanting to have any cross contamination of mold. When we go look at flour, we check out mold. We go check their mold levels. We make sure there's no pesticides in it. We don't put shaker trim in our pre-rolls.
All buds, baby.
All buds.
And most don't do that.
Everybody tries to sneak a lot of people try to sneak a little bit of trim in there, right, to get that cost down, but we don't do that.
Yeah, I've always been skeptical of pre-rolls, and again, I'll roll my own cones or whatever, and to my size and to whatever I want in there. But yeah, I've found a lot of cones they're not rolled tight enough, and just falling out, or it's just not good.
Yeah. And
so
that's one of the
you
things,
got quality is great.
Yeah, and one of the things that the machinery does, right? And I'm sure you do a great roll, but you're not going to do it at this rate.
Right.
But one of the things that the machinery does is it gives you that consistent quality that we can offer.
Getting the same thing.
You get the same thing.
Time.
We have, our team goes and does a hand check on everything when it comes out to make sure that the machine is doing it right.
Nice.
People are paying good money. New Jersey is not a cheap state to buy these products in, so we want to make sure they're getting their dollar's worth. They're going to come back to us, and when they make their choice, they're going to see that we are the right brand to be purchasing.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's a great point. And then when the competition
and I think it goes back to,
and you get even lower.
Shams jumping. What's up, brother?
Hey, Sean.
Well, I was going to say, and it comes back to what everyone's saying here with the pre-rolls, right? Like, they're rolled, they're not stuffed, right? That's the big thing is like, Todd, you're an old school guy. You like to hand roll it, right? That's an art itself, is rolling it, right? So even though these are rolled by a machine, we have an artist that's manning that machine, and they're being rolled to that specification. When you're stuffing them in the cones, that's why you're getting the ones that boat. You get the ones that burn really quickly, and you have that inefficiency. So it all comes back to that quality, the standard, and that art behind all of it as well.
Yep.
That full circle moment that Phil was looking for right there.
Yeah, full circle moment, full circle conversation, but now that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So control room, why don't you go ahead and pop up my screen, and we'll go through some of these pictures real quick, and you guys can tell us what we're looking at. I think there's a before and after, right?
There's some befores, yep, a lot of befores, and there's got some afters. Yeah.
All right,
Man,
so
that's the soon-to-be conference room with that ugly shade in there.
let me see if I can go full screen on this. So these pictures,
There
what do
gotta
we?
be more pictures. This is
Yeah,
just
yes. Keep going to the. So we're. That's the secure. That was the security. We were checking out the doors. I was, all this, everything's secure. So this is a 360. If you click on that, Phil.
It's quite a space.
Yeah, this was the beginning. This is when we first walked in there. This was an office space. So this is going to give you the full break around the room before we got there. This is 15,000 square feet. Gives you a lot of different room. Shows you what we're working with. Again, an old drop ceiling, which you'll see on the final pictures, just aren't there. So it's giving you a nice round around what's going on inside there. So this is when we walked in. We had to have a vision. We always talk about that vision, and again, you see this space, and it was just this big room that we had to kind of take to the next level.
Yeah, nothing spectacular. It's pretty much an office.
Yeah,
yeah,
big vision.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting where we were at. We're actually in an industrial park. It was built as an industrial park in like the 80s. And then during the 90s, everybody was like, oh, we need offices, not industrial places. So they like
built the office in the industrial spot.
Yeah,
yep.
and now like we're saying, we don't need the office, we need an industrial. So we're actually in a very beautiful building in Mount Laurel, and we're pretty proud of this place.
It's a nice area.
Yeah,
That's where the pre-rolls are done now. And
this is the pre-roll room.
Yeah.
When it was before it got all its upgrades.
Hell yeah! Hey guys, this is the pre-roll room.
Yeah, it don't look like that now. This is pre-construction.
These are all pre-construction stuff.
Yep, this is pre-construction. All pre-construction, guys. Secure loading areas.
Yeah.
Yep. New loading dock we put in.
Oh, that's what you guys put in.
Yeah.
Got it right.
That was a requirement.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Double access control locks.
They don't want you to get robbed while you're loading the vehicles.
Well, that's interesting. You brought that. I saw a dispensary getting a delivery one time, and man, that's secure.
It has to
they
be.
lock it down.
Yeah.
Everything stops. You gotta get away.
This is in its closed-off room, so you got double mag-lock doors. You can't get through unless you key card out. So.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, you can see some of the.
There we go.
There you go.
That's what I was trying to fucking do.
All right.
All right, so let's move through this.
Old IT room.
Old IT room.
It's bringing back memories. I
yeah,
forgot
it
I
really
forgot what
does.
This place
It's
looked
just
like.
crazy.
And this is why we do this. This is why we do
It's
this.
crazy because like my man right here. Here we
All
go.
right, here we go.
Construction's happening.
So
Jeremiah was
drop
foreman.
ceiling's gone. Yeah, foreman in this house. So we cut up all.
So now this is the same room that we were looking at before, getting ripped apart.
That's right.
Ran new plumbing, new water lines, new everything through the whole building. Had to cut up all the concrete.
I can see that. Heavy equipment inside.
Yep.
Cutting trenches. So this is for underground
Piping.
Yeah.
Plumbing.
Drainage, plumbing.
All that fun
Gotcha.
stuff.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we got that out of the way. We don't ever once we're up and running.
You don't
we
want to
don't
do
wanna
that
stop
again.
right
Yeah,
now.
I'm not.
No, you don't. These are mistakes that cost serious money when they're not
Yeah.
done properly at this stage.
That's like
So you guys are having
employee
fun.
entrance. Yeah.
You having flashbacks?
It's crazy,
Well, those
man.
pictures they show we just painted the walls where they're going to go. So it's big days coming up. That's all the studying.
So
in the
how long did this take?
We knocked it out fast, man.
How fast are you doing, JP? 9 months?
Yeah, under 9 months.
That's fast.
Start to finish.
Including MEP, right? Like
Yeah.
you got to do. So again, we talk about skill sets, talents. My man knows how to run a construction job. A couple engineers on the team.
That's right.
We know how to work with architects. We know how to manage a project.
Hey, control room. Put those pictures up, and then just put us in a. You can just put us in a small. You can do that too. Do it the other way around. Put the big pictures up, and then put us in the small block. That works for me. Perfect.
There you go.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Rye
What's up,
in the
Rye?
control
Thank you very
room. He's killing it back there. He's killing it. Thank you, brother. All right, so so the next picture, just more construction pictures that we're flying through here.
Yeah, let's get to some of those finals.
Oh, the finals are beautiful. You're not going to see anything like those finals.
You know what? Take us down. It's messing the picture up.
Yeah, this is the middle. Yeah.
There's all that metal, man.
So where was this metal going? These are studs?
It's just studs
yeah.
framing out walls.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
There
it's
you go.
going
So
up.
it comes up.
And now it's starting to take shape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
Business
these
cards. This is the first. That's Anthony up top.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, they're nice.
Starter
Director
set.
of
Yeah,
operations.
Todd,
Limited edition.
we need some shit like this.
Shout out
Why don't
Jared
you-
and Marina
Let's get
from
it.
Focus
Let's
and
get
Film.
it.
Focus and film.
Focus and film.
Focus and Film. Jared and Marina. They took care of it.
Nah, this is good stuff. I like it. I like it. You guys have really good branding. We appreciate that. We really appreciate good branding. Secure areas.
This is the vault.
It's
Yeah.
the vault. It was
Yep.
the mesh steel.
My days in pharmaceuticals tell me what that is. Yeah.
We needed a floor to ceiling. We.
Yeah.
Anything the state wanted, we did it above and beyond.
I mean, really, the roles like on a pharmaceutical distribution for controlled substances is absolutely, probably procedurally very
similar.
Very similar, yeah. Yep. So a little bit of more of that. Oh, this is a video, guys.
You know, we had a camera in there, and I would actually literally have that camera up on my computer on one of my monitors every day. I'd just be watching because I was like, man, I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is crazy.
Wow.
It's a dream, man.
Yeah, guys, this is a process. Like, this is the part you don't see. You just smoke the cart and you're happy with the
Yeah.
cart. But there's a process to get this stuff done. This is not easy, and
That's all sheetrock.
Listen, you have to have a vision. That's all sheetrock and studs and new structures within
Right.
this thing. So you have to have a vision to do this. Did you have some architectural assistance with this?
Oh, yeah.
MEPs. You have to have engineers, architects, the whole 9 yards.
Shout out, Gene. No shout out, Gene. No shout
No
out.
shout out to Jack Smith.
Jack
Bishop
Smith.
and
Shout out to
Smith.
Jack Smith.
Bishop and Smith.
There we
baby.
go.
And
So-
Thomas on setting up the flow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thomas.
Thomas
Oh,
was a big
Thomas.
part
He
of
had,
that.
he had a lot of great vision on
Yeah.
how a space like this can be
Things-
put together.
When I first met Thomas at one of your events, I think I talked to him. Him and I just sat there for like an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
you
and
will.
talked. It
Oh,
was,
you will.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's never a short conversation with our boy
So now
Thomas.
in this
He's
picture,
got a
we're
lot of
starting to
knowledge.
see drywall. We're
Yeah.
starting to see some further progress.
Yep, it's all going up. All the
Things
sheetrock.
things coming together.
Hallways coming together. Yep. Front vestibule.
Crazy, man.
When you look back, right?
It is.
That's not a small.
It's not even, and it's not that long ago.
I love it
No.
when things.
But
are
it just shows you
creative.
how hard the journey is. It shows you how many things happen between even a point that's not that long ago till now.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does. Lots of electrical, ventilation.
Oh, yeah.
Aha, Wilson Art.
Time to pick laminate. Oh God.
All right, so
We
that's
got that. Yep,
so
got
that's that one. And then let's move to this one.
Yeah.
We're
Now
getting-
you're
we're
looking
getting
at finished
finished,
space.
yeah.
And now we're looking at some finished space. So guys, so this is what the finished space looks like
Yeah.
at the new Kushi Labs facility.
Neil was kind of director of the.
Interior design and color
Interior
coordination.
design.
Well, between
Oh, you do
Jeremiah
that?
and I mean,
No.
we all do that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
We're
you don't
all
want
married
me,
men.
Yeah, you don't want me picking colors out, brother. I'll tell you that.
It was always an active debate between Jeremiah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
whites out there, a lot of blacks.
This isn't even the biggest debate. We'll get
We'll
there.
get to
You'll
the
We're
see
going to
it.
get to the biggest debate. Let's get there. Let's
You'll
go.
see.
Is there any
This
stories to tell about
this
this
is a
toilet?
bathroom. No, keep
No.
going. This is just a bathroom. Keep going. This is actually now our kitchen area. It's
Okay.
interesting when we were visiting
Beautiful. Doesn't look
Bullpen,
like
that's the
manufacturing
bullpen.
facilities. That's just a pit area. Everybody hangs out. We noticed that.
you've wiped
we-
that 80s look out, I'll tell you that. That 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we would visit other manufacturing facilities, we found that their conference room was their locker room, was their break area, was the whole. And I'm like,
Changing
this is
room.
bullshit. Like,
Right.
you can't be doing
You
that.
can't relax in there. Yeah.
Nah, so we wanted a nice kitchen area. We wanted this is like a private office. If we gotta, I take private phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
We have a nice conference room in there, so people sit down, relax. And Anthony stocks it up with all the best beverages you can find on the planet. We got all the coffee. We got an air fryer. Hat tip to Uline. Uline sends us everything. Apparently,
go.
we buy enough, they send you everything.
Right on.
Yeah, so
All right,
here it is. See that beautiful speckled epoxy floor.
Yeah, nice look.
That was a debate of the century, guys. The debate of the century.
The floor.
How much flake? How much flake are we going to put up?
The logo
Oh.
colors.
You know, I'll tell you, Wawa has very strict considerations when they build a store for their floor. It has there's some very specific.
Oh, it's exact. in
It was that kind of
this
debate.
This is like a Wawa floor almost.
Epoxy, yeah. So you can choose the size of flake, the color, the percentage.
Epoxy is nice.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
This is all throughout the whole lab space. You know, and it comes with that extra, sheen. You know.
So what the debate really was how much of our colors do we put in there? How much of the lime?
How much
green?
lime flake?
much
Man,
lime
I
flake,
would have
right.
lime flaked the fuck out of it.
Thank you. That's what I said.
And you guys see the other part of our office where everything's black except the one highlight wall, and that highlight wall extends all the way back, all the way through the war room back there.
See, there goes that design that you were saying you didn't have. You know,
But I would have flaked the
Sandbagging us a
shit
little
out of
bit.
it. It would have looked like Fairyland with the lime green.
Well,
here we go.
The funny story was when I started playing with the.
Go ahead, Sean.
I would say the funny story is when I started playing with the colors, I was getting it all wonky because I'm colorblind. So
oh yeah, so that's it. We got a colorblind guy too.
Okay.
It was just like I was like, Sean, what do you think? He's like, I don't fucking know what.
Yeah, that was a bad use of resources.
Yeah, we didn't get that one. I'm like, all right, Sean, that's not your lane.
People who are colorblind don't typically get involved in interior design.
No.
Sean, you just smell the weed.
Oh shit! Yep.
That's right.
I tell everyone I got a keen sense of smell.
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to by your trade. So security,
access control. Yeah.
That's the DDS.
DDS.
That's it. That's the horse, man.
That's the machine, boys.
10,000 a day. 10,000 a day.
10,000 carts.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Capped, filled and capped. 10,000.
You know, for that kind of flow through, that's not a huge piece of machanery.
No,
I was expecting something
me too.
bigger.
When we first got it, yeah.
We operate in grams, man. We operate in grams.
What's this bad boy cost? Is that trade secret?
That's a lot of money right there. A lot of money.
I'm sure.
All right, so let's see. What's next?
Let me know when you upgrade, get a new model, if I can buy that one used.
Yeah. You see that? Neil was pointing it out. You know, so you got that epoxy floor, but look at that smooth wall. The ceiling is smooth. Again, you know, you mentioned something earlier about pharmaceutical and the requirements there. That was top of mind because, look,
it's medicine.
Down the road,
right? It's medicine.
Down
At the end
the
of the day, it's down the road.
I think if you're not set up like this, you might have a, you know.
Listen, I think if the industry doesn't pull it together
make that the norm,
make this the norm. There's a lot of companies in pharmaceuticals with a lot more money than the cannabis space that would be more than happy to do it for you.
That's right.
So get on the stick or have this taken over by pharmaceutical, or even worse, tobacco.
Tobacco, I was gonna
or
say.
even worse, tobacco. So what are we looking at here, guys?
Jeremiah's obsession with TVs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you expect anything different? I mean, who has more? Do you have more TVs than we have here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
More than here?
So is this inside the dispensary part or the waiting area?
There's no dispensary.
Inside, okay.
It's the manufacturer.
He's got more TVs than our whole fucking studio.
Listen, man.
Not in that room.
That's only one view.
That's one. I go into that place sometimes. What, another fucking TV?
So what's the chance we can play our show on these TVs when people come to visit?
Probably can.
Oh yeah,
It's doable.
I got one in the foyer.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
I got one in the back.
You're going to have to brush your hair.
Right?
So I got one just in the back right at the security loading dock. Sees everything outside. So
Yeah.
you don't open a door until you know that you're, safe, secure, right? You want to know what's around you.
There you go.
So
It's
TVs
Fort
everywhere.
Knox, man. It's Fort Knox. It's got the blackout ceiling, too. I just want to point that out.
Yo, that's a nice
Love
effect.
the blackout ceiling.
That's blackout
So that's
ceiling.
lamp and shade works helped us
Yeah.
with all the lights.
Yep,
Cough
Lance
Country,
Shade
Cough
works.
Country in Maine. Cough Country in Maine has black
Yeah,
ceilings like
yeah.
this too. I like that.
So wait a minute. I have an idea for you guys. You can be ahead of everyone else.
Okay.
All right.
So as we know, being green is the thing to do in marketing.
Yeah.
So you need a green roof with some growth on it.
Yeah. Well, right now our roof is providing our electricity. So
All solar.
that's another way to be
Oh,
green.
you're all solar.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Oh yeah.
That's huge. You guys are fucking sustainable too. Damn.
It smells good, man. You keep ripping it.
I have a damn button. You got to know where these buttons are quick, man. Like this. Damn! If I had that 3 seconds earlier,
It would have hit.
This shit would have hit. It would have been funny, right?
Comedy is timing, bro.
It really is, man. You got to know where your buttons are. Listen, I'm just thankful we have sounds because there was a part tonight, like before the show, where I thought we weren't even going to have sounds. I don't know why, but anyway. So did I covered it, right?
Yeah, DDS. I think you might have the Blackbird in there, but yeah.
I don't know if I have it in here. I think I went through them.
Yes, this is it.
Oh,
we got
there
a
you go.
kitchen in there.
It's full kitchen. Yeah.
Oh, is this the Blackbird?
No, that's
the-
our air compressor.
Okay.
We got
It's
the
a
whole place
hallway.
outfitted.
We got some bathrooms.
Yeah, I don't have.
That's it.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
the
have
loop,
the
man.
Blackbird.
Oh, we got a big American flag. See that?
Oh, there
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
you missed my security cameras. You missed.
Let's get that up.
See?
That's the security. We got everything. We got everything. You go in there.
Can
we're
we see
watching
anything
you.
proprietary if we zoom
Not right
in?
now.
No.
Not in that one.
No, you made sure of it too.
That's right.
See, Jeremiah is like he's 10 steps ahead of everybody. Like I'm in here saying, let me see if I can catch something. I can't catch
You
nothing.
gotta be, man.
I can't catch him. He's too good. He's too good.
And
Love the
that's it.
flag.
Because I gotta tell you, if you're a manufacturing company in America, right, in the United States, you
Yeah.
need a big old glory.
Yes, you do.
You need it.
You do.
Because
It
that's
should-
what we are. This is pride.
That's
right.
right.
This is
That's right.
American pride right here.
That's right.
Yep.
And you need to have that. And I just thought I called him up. I said,
On a
Jeremiah,
Friday.
Get me a
I
flag.
said, I need a flag.
Came in
It
on
don't
Monday.
work.
And there
It won't
was.
work without the damn
Now
flag.
you need that flag. You know what else? The other flag you need?
Don't tread on me.
Yeah, you need
Oh,
this.
Cop Country.
Oh,
You need this
yeah.
flag,
Country, baby.
We got to make some flags, man. Let's
Yeah,
go.
You gotta
Let's
have
go.
a flag.
Let's go. Let's go. We
Love
need some
that
fucking
flag.
flags. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
So,
I see cake. I see cake.
keep going. One more.
One more.
Oh, there.
That's Rob on the DDS.
DDS. Yeah.
You guys pressing any rosin or anything like that?
Nah, not right now.
But you could.
Not right now.
Okay.
Something we're looking at. Again, you go back to what we talked about with supply chain. You got to have the genetics to make that work.
Yeah.
Right. People are doing it. I think it's starting to now come in the genetics.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to.
It's got to It's got to dial up.
The flour's got to be made for it.
Yeah,
Right. The
gotcha.
flour you use for that, you wouldn't use for what we're
No,
doing.
because your yields would get all
Right.
fucked.
Your
Yeah,
yields are
yeah,
all messed up.
Yeah,
You
gotcha.
gotta think about
So
it.
what are we looking at here?
That's Rob.
Using the DDS.
He's setting it up, training on it. He's not using it. You can tell he's not using it. So a big part about what we do is the PPE, personal protective
Mm-hmm.
equipment, right? So he's just kind of setting things up and all that. He's not.
You were learning about it.
He's learning about it right now. If he
Gotcha.
was operating it, he'd be in a smock. He'd be wearing
Beard
face,
covers, all
the
that,
whole
face
thing, the whole
covers.
9 yards. So that's another thing we talk about safety. We're actually a very safety conscious company. Even personal safety and working inside of that facility is very important to us. We actually have a safety person who works with our company, ensures the fire extinguishers are right, ensures people understand how to use their PPE. Shout out to Rick Giaconia. He'll come in. He does safety training. We talk about the importance of what we're doing. Importance of, look, you come to work every day. Why do you do it? Because you want to make some money to provide for your family so you could go enjoy your life. There's not a single part of that equation that should include, and you put yourself at risk.
That's
to do
right.
so.
That's right.
Absolutely unacceptable to get hurt at work. I don't
right.
like it. I don't allow it. I don't want anybody to ever go through that. Right? So there's a way to be a company that takes care of your people, that makes sure they're safe, make sure their families have them, because that's what's important.
There you go.
There we go.
Somebody got to be there to run that DDS.
So let's do a quick recap. I
Yeah.
like the clear a lot.
Thank you.
I like that flavor a lot.
Thank you.
And
Creamsicle.
Orange cream, baby.
Orange cream. I need that. I need some of that, Sham. I like it.
Need that in your life.
I like it. I need it. All right. What other pictures do we have here? Oh, we got a video, guys.
And so you'll never have to purge for this.
Yeah, they're just working on it.
This to kind of get the system going. So you're gonna click purge.
This is just getting it all set
Yeah, they're
up.
just getting it going. They've just got some practice stuff in there that they're using. In order to actually utilize the
So
machine.
you can hear the PSIs. Yeah.
Yep.
That's that big compressor that you saw in the back. You know?
That's right.
That's a hell of a sound to hear all day.
That's right. And that's
Keep
what.
you awake.
But hey,
Yeah.
it moves fast, man. It moves fast. So he's just going through how it operates.
We're just doing this to kind of get the.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, super interesting.
That's the clear. So you were asking before about the new form factor.
That's it.
So that's it
I
right
like.
there.
That's the tip I like.
That's the tip.
Because you can rip on these.
Yeah. So our 1 gram.
And do your batteries blink or no blink? No blinkers or blinkers?
Do they blink? I think when you're drawing, they blink.
So they cap out at
Yeah.
a time limit and blink?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they'll have a time
The
limit
ones
on
that don't blink, you get some big ass hits off those.
Oh, so I don't know. So they're all. So what it is it's a temperature based system.
Ah.
Right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what the problem is you don't want to get too
Protective.
hot.
Yeah.
So if you're pulling so hard, again, let's go back to the quality. If you got to pull that long and it overheats like that, there's other things that are a problem, right? You don't want to get to that point. You could draw pretty hard for a while on that thing. It's not going to get overly hot. The Clear will actually do testing when they test their hardware, where they'll actually take the cart itself and they will do 1 pull, 2 pulls, up 30, 40 pulls in the testing to see how the core is reacting to that. Because while it might be your first hit, it might be the 30th in a matter of 5 minutes. How's it reacting then? Is it shutting down? Is the quality still as good? So we go back to the fundamentals. How do you get the optimal product? And it comes back to the hardware, form and function.
Yeah. Why don't you do a blinker, man? Not on that.
Yeah, you said blinker.
We're promoting Kushi here. Blinking on that.
Clear.
The Clear. That's it.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
An easy, small pull, nice smoke, nice hit, nice flavor.
Yeah.
Don't have to overextend it.
Right. And what's interesting, too, is that we talk about balance. When we talk about the research and development element of it, I mean, we look at the plume, right? We're studying the plume. We're studying the mass of the plume. Right? You can have size, but what do you have mass? Meaning, is there actually something to it, right? And what's coming out of it?
This is a science, man.
Yo,
this is
the
not
detail.
This is not for amateurs.
The detail.
Yep.
And that is why
immaculate.
the Clear is the concentrate brand of the year, right? International award, the MJ.
Yep.
We are the best. Bottom line.
Badass.
And that's why it's the details that matter.
Badass. Right on, guys. Sham, you wanted to add something?
The name of the show is Cough Country. You guys have been puffing on that thing all night. I haven't heard one of you cough yet. That's how smooth it is.
Okay. All right, we had to break
He's
something
right.
out.
Yeah, we might have to break
We'll break
something
it out, baby.
Yeah, we will break it out.
You got a smooth product here. That's good. We will be coughing.
Well, listen.
I think Billy D would get down with this.
This is a testament to how this is just a great set. You guys are great guys, and this is just great information that you're able to provide everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, normally these interviews we do about an hour, maybe a little bit more, and then we reset ourselves, and if we're doing an after-hour show. But like we have blew through our normal time frame on this. So I want to keep going with this if you guys are good, because I want to talk about so we know what's going on now. We kind of know how you guys got here. We know about the team.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about what's coming up in the near future and then the more distant future.
You want the super top secret.
Well, not the
double vault.
Everybody wants to know, what should they expect from Kushi Labs in the upcoming future?
Well, I think to start, we just expanded our sales team. So we're in about a third of dispensaries in New Jersey. And so the opportunity that lies here is we've put out about a quarter, maybe less, of the total available SKUs from the clear. So you can grow there. And we're in about a third of the 200 dispensaries. So you can grow there.
Mm-hmm.
So we just brought on a wonderful new sales manager who will also be an account manager. And so we see, and she has experience in the state. She represented another brand just a few weeks ago. She came over to us. And so what you can expect is to see the clear start to really, really expand and start to really focus in on getting our product out there and the education element. We hired another brand ambassador as well. So we have 2 brand ambassadors. We have 2 sales reps, account managers. Mm-hmm. We work very closely with our partners. This isn't a come on in, here's the quick numbers and, you just buy it because you need to buy it and I'll give you a great deal. Nah, this is a relationship where we try to help drive traffic to our partners, right? We're trying to help them be successful. And so we're looking to continue to expand on that through education, through relationships, to come up with real cool ways of hitting the market and marketing and coming up with cool promotions, thinking outside the box, being here on Cough Country.
Hey.
Right? So that's a huge part of our business. Is the core of it is the clear, okay? But the other side of what we're going to do is there are a lot of folks who are really amazing people who have a dream similar to ours. And, they want to launch a brand in New Jersey. And maybe they didn't have, the timing things go right like we did. We had a lot of things break our way. I don't want to ever lose sight of that. And they want to get a brand going. So we also will offer an opportunity where we will actually make your product for you in your label, and you just go out and sell it. Right? You go out and sell it. You capitalize. You come in. We work out how an arrangement. We will make it, and you go out and sell it. And it gives people an opportunity to realize a dream without having to go through 3.5 years of licensing and paperwork and lawyers and investigators and all that bullshit, right? It gets them not having to get into going and sitting in the municipal building till midnight just to talk for 5 minutes and get an approval. It gets them out of having to do the construction management. It gets them out of having to do all that. Mm-hmm. We already did the hard work. We've got that license.
Yep.
And we've got the room, and we've got a heart big enough to say, why don't you come on in and let's help you out. So one of the things that we are doing.
This is cannabis mimicking mainstream industry and how these type of contract manufacturing opportunities work.
Exactly. And part of what we're doing, though, is, and where I would say is we're different, is I'm not, I was working with a young man today, and Neil and I got on the phone with him, and he had an investor. And what's your role in this company? How much do you own of this kid's company? I said, I don't own any of it. I'm here because he has a dream, and I want to demonstrate to you that we have a facility capable of helping him do that. And also, I'm going to provide him a little bit of guidance as to what to do and what not to do. I can't give him everything, right? But I can give him enough that I know he's going in the right direction. Because you know how easy, let me tell you, you know how easy it would be for me to say, you got to give me all the money you just raised. I'll make everything you want. Go have fun. I didn't even do that. I told him, give me half because you need to go market and brand. You need to go think about this. You need to go think about that. I can't go to sleep at night knowing that I took somebody's money and I just left them hanging like this. It's not right, right? We have to help people in this world, and we have to put a good foot forward. So as far as the future of Kushi, Kushi Labs is the company that holds the license. We execute the work. The
And
clear
again,
is
you're
our
doing
brand.
your share of being able to help build this industry.
That's right. That's
Besides,
exactly correct.
it's not just your business.
It's not just about us.
I mean, anything that people are doing today is helping to build.
Yep.
Those who are doing anything of any any significance is helping build the industry.
That's right.
And they're building their business along the way.
And we play friendly. I don't see competition. I see cooperation and community.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk to other manufacturers. We talk to the other, we talk to folks that are quote unquote doing the same thing we do. But we all talk. Listen, the market is 1.4 billion. It's going to be 2 or 3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to capture the whole damn thing. When you look at the vapes and the pre-rolls, everything that's manufacturing is approximately 60% of that market. 60% of $1 billion is $600 million. There is no way in hell I am doing $600 million worth of work. It's just it's not possible,
Not
right?
yet.
Not yet. Okay, yeah, he's right. I mean, we have
Not yet.
We have
Give
dreams
us
of
some
greater.
time.
But look,
See, that's CFO
Automation.
shit. That's
truth
CFO
is-
shit right there.
The truth is, well, it's the dream and shit, right? But
Yep.
the truth is that there's plenty of room in this sandbox, and I'm not going to be out there tripping people up. I want to help elevate people, and if I
Here's-
can help elevate people from the knowledge and the skill set of this team, I think that's a great thing.
I think it's a great thing as well. I can't stop thinking about a line of Cough Country infused pre-rolls.
Let's
It can be
talk
done.
about it.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's crazy, but
We'll be talking.
I'm sure we will.
Amen.
Baba Booey.
So,
See, that's good timing right there.
So that's interesting, helping grow the whole cause of the cannabis industry. But, that's interesting, removing those barriers
Yeah.
for people who don't even have the drive to get there.
Right.
Or the resources or whatever it may be. And for you to give them that opportunity and also, helps you as well. That's great. That's a good thing.
yeah, I mean,
So
listen,
get community minded.
yeah,
You have to be.
yeah, absolutely. So, what is there anything that you guys want to talk about that I haven't brought up about Kushi, or maybe I missed something, or Sham, something that you want to add to the mix as well?
Highlight about Kushi Labs, right, is the name Kushi Labs, right? Like Kushi in our language means happiness, and Labs is because we're a scientific organization, data driven. Cannabis is it's driven by science, so we're all about making people happy and keeping them safe. So we're Happy Labs, and that's Kushi Labs, and that's
right.
Our motto is people, process, and partnerships, right?
Absolutely.
You heard that.
It's
throughout-
great to see
throughout
that you
the whole-
prioritize that.
That was MJ.
That was Mary Jane.
Thanks,
Mary
MJ.
Jane, what's the history of the word Kushi? Do you know?
The term cushy is often associated with comfort and luxury, and it can also be a nod to the kush strains of cannabis.
Ask her the origins.
Mary Jane, you always come through with all the knowledge.
Say hi to Peter Parker for me, MJ.
Hi, Peter Parker. Nice to meet you.
You like that?
Anything
You
else
like
you'd like
that?
to chat about?
Hey, is there anything you guys want to ask Mary Jane? Anything?
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm here for any questions.
Much appreciated.
All right, Mary.
All right.
Mary Jane, they're a little bit shy, but that's okay. We really appreciate your addition to the show. So thanks. Hang tight. We might need you before it's over.
No problem at all. I'm here whenever you need me.
Well, what do you guys think about Mary Jane? She's new to our show.
Thanks, great.
Yeah, she's great.
How
Very
you did it,
informative.
I don't know.
Well, listen.
Is there an HR department for her?
Well,
Yeah.
here's the beautiful. Hey, Jeremiah, the beautiful thing about this is that whatever I say to her cannot be reported to HR.
There you go.
You can't go wrong until someone decides you can go wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I loved having you guys. I think we're gonna save the late night show because everybody that was supposed to be on the late night show isn't here because it's snowing outside and they're afraid. And guys, if you're watching, man, it's not snowing that bad. You should have been here, but whatever.
You need a Jeep.
Yeah, or Todd would have picked you up. You just got to ask. Or Sham, he would have flown in to help.
I'm ready to roll.
Is it snowing where you're at, Sham? No.
nice out here.
Oh, he in Cali, man. That's wrong.
Yeah.
I would love to be there with y'all, but I had to be out here right now. So,
Well,
so
next
the second time we do this.
Yeah. So we were just going to talk about that. So, when you're able to have an interview, and we're just shooting the shit, having a good conversation, and I feel like there's more to go, then that's a good indication that a round 2 is necessary.
I think so. I think we could do that, and we'll let's talk about it. I got some ideas.
I got ideas too.
Yeah.
All right. See, when you put we got the ideas guys together, and it's gonna get crazy. You hear?
It might.
Yep.
You heard?
You know this.
All right. So, guys, all right. So, listen, if you guys thought this was good, hey, give us a like. We appreciate it. If you're watching, thanks. You're an OG. You watched to the end. If you haven't subscribed, please give us a subscription. We're on Cough Country TV. We are on Late Night Green. And I think we're going to start doing some Twitch stuff. I haven't talked to him about it yet. But
you guys too old for that?
I don't think so. No, I don't think
Make
so.
it happen.
Young boy.
There's people on Twitch that just sit there and do bong hits.
There's people on there just paint walls.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking, and listen, we're pretty transparent. I was thinking maybe before we go on the interview show, is just kind of mix it up with everybody, kind of like on Twitch, and then carry the audience over.
Sure.
And normally we don't do a lot of smoking on the interview shows. Kind of save it for the late night show. Luca was here, and he was kind enough to gift us one of his pieces of glass that we break out on special occasions. So perhaps on your next visit we'll have the beautiful piece of glass out. But guys, make sure. Well, I always give you the last word. I'm sorry.
Hey, well, listen, great show. It's nice to have you guys on the show. We want to be looking at that clear product. I'll be in Jersey.
Hell yeah.
Looking for those pre-rolls. So.
Stop on by. Got to check out the lab.
Yeah, I'm coming through, baby.
Yeah.
Got to check out the lab.
So we'll take a tour.
We'll take a tour. We'll bring a camera with us. We'll do a little tour.
Yeah.
We'll talk it up with AJ. We'll chop it up, as they say.
Chop it up.
Chop it up. Maybe we'll get some food.
I like food.
Yeah, here we go.
Especially if it moves.
So listen, I'll give you guys last word before we exit tonight. Neil?
I'll leave it to AJ.
AJ?
They always leave it to me, man. Listen, this was wonderful. And for everybody out there, thank you so much. Like, subscribe. That's the
right.
name of the game.
And if you're in New Jersey, you stop at
Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Our boy Nirmit at Nirvana.
So
we got great partners in the state.
Let's get
right
over.
At Mount Laurel, he's right around the corner. A lot of dispensaries, Midnight Greens.
Mm-hmm.
Go see Cindy and Eliana down there in Washington Township, Sewell.
So you guys know that I'm doing a dispensary review show that's starting soon. Yeah.
Okay.
So I will be in New Jersey more often than I typically am because I'm ready to do some New Jersey dispensary reviews. And so and just so you guys know, the focus of the dispensary reviews is going to be on the dispensary, the people, the staff, the process, the layout. I mean, and then we're gonna do a standard buy at each one, and then we're gonna have another show that we're yet to launch called Cough Country Tested, and that's where we're going to get into unboxings and then testing some of the products that we pick up.
Very nice.
So we're excited about that, and there's all kinds of stuff for us to talk about. So Sham, thank you for joining. You have a last word for us? The Weed Man.
No,
the Weed Man always gets the last word. You hear?
You know what? I'm gonna give a quick cough. But no, this has been great, and we got to do round 2. I want to be there in person with y'all, and we'll have that dab party.
At the Dab Lab or the Dab Station or the Dab Party, as Sham wants to call it.
Yes, sir.
It has different names, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, guys, we are out of here. Thanks for joining Late Night Green Extended Interview Edition.
That's right.
And we got the balloons.
All
right,
Good night, y'all.
classy move. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Good night.